Bright Eyes Full Hearts Can't Lose is a side project of the last podcast, and it's not necessarily what our typical episodes are like. So, if this is your first time listening, I would just say this is a weird place to start. Maybe try a different episode. Or not, do what you want. Who am I to say? Hello and welcome to the comprehensive encyclopedic podcast about the flawless discography of Conor Oberst. Bright Eyes Full Hearts Can't Lose. I'm your host, Little.
I'm your other host, Little.
So, although it hasn't been a crazy long time since the last episode aired, it has in fact been a crazy long time since it was recorded.
Yes.
The I'm Wide Awake It's Morning episode of our podcast was recorded in April of 2019.
Oh my God. What?
April of 2019. That was the last time that we convened this podcast.
Wow. That is unbelievable.
So we're back here. Bright Eyes Full Hearts Can't Lose. And it feels a little bit crazy to be following up a conversation about I'm Wide Awake It's Morning with a conversation about its singles.
Yes and no. I mean, we've already set the precedent for this. What was our first episode? It wasn't like the first Bright Eyes recording.
You're right. That's true.
I think it was Fevers and Mirrors, right?
So we said we were going to talk about the two singles that preceded I'm Wide Awake It's Morning in Digital Ash and a Digital Urn, which are Lua and Take It Easy, parentheses, Love Nothing. You can find these on Spotify, by the way, for those who want to listen along or listen after the fact. When you search Lua, you pick Lua, the album. And when you search Take It Easy, Love Nothing, you search Take It Easy, Love Nothing, the album.
I just went straight for the discography and just flipped down to the singles.
Aha.
I feel like the search, when you're looking for something like that in Spotify, a search is like sometimes going to lead you to like 40 of the wrong thing.
Yeah, I don't know who the way that Spotify is coded is meant for. You notice how like Better Oblivion Community Center is listed as Conor Oberst, Phoebe Bridgers, Better Oblivion Community Center. That's the artist.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
And you end up with really weird things like Jenny Lewis's #1 played song is Phosphorescent covering the Grateful Dead song Sugaree, where she does backing vocals. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, that's Jenny Lewis's #1 song. She does backing vocals.
You want to be like poor Jenny Lewis, but it's like you did this to yourself. I'm not hating on it. I really, really wanted to like her new album.
Yeah.
I went into it being like, please, love of God, let this be good.
I like that first song, Head's Gonna Roll.
I did not.
No?
No.
It sounds a little bit like female Father John Misty, which is a space that no one else is occupying.
It's a space that she's trying to fill for sure, but it's just not good, man. The album's not good.
To me, the thing is, I like Jenny Lewis. I love Jenny Lewis's voice. I very frequently like Jenny Lewis's instrumentation. I think that the way that her songs are arranged are often very interesting. And it's a moving target, right? Like there's no one Jenny Lewis sound.
Yeah,
she's not like
true.
The Strokes or something, and yet it all feels cohesive.
Yep.
To me, it all comes down to the fact that she is a bad lyricist.
Yes.
Narcoleptic poet from Duluth.
I agree. Well, but also I feel like she's just missing the hooks these days too. They're like the hooks that she puts in are like an attempt at pop music kind of hooks where they're just real simple, and it just doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Jenny Lewis.
I have faith. I have faith that Jenny Lewis will make stuff I'm interested in again.
I agree, and that's why I went. That's why I walked into the album. So I was so hopeful.
Since we last spoke, another notable thing that's happened is you and I have attended several live musical performances together.
That's true.
It all started with the Felice Brothers and Jonathan Rice.
Yeah, which was an awesome show.
The Felice Brothers always are a good time. And this was after a very significant lineup change. A lot of the guys who we will later hear about as part of Conor Oberst's backing band have departed the Felice Brothers. So it was a fairly brand new lineup, and they still crushed it.
Undress is so very good.
That's a great album, yeah.
Some of the stuff on there is just all around. It's just a great rock album,
It's a great political album too.
Yes.
It's hard to write a good political album.
The song Undress specifically is
Yeah.
Amazing.
Vice President and President, French kiss.
And special announcement.
Yes, both excellent songs.
Yeah.
What's your third on that album? You got a third?
I loved a triple spiral.
I like that your hometown hero.
I
song.
like, what's the one that's like nailed it on the first try?
Yes.
I like that one too.
Yeah. Well, nailed out the Fleece Brothers really quick.
Yeah, and we talked to Jonathan Rice, and it was only a little bit weird.
We're all stuck out in the desert, and we're gonna die. Wipe that salty sand from your blissful eyes.
We did, but also like he's such an awkward, weird guy that I feel like it was like probably a really good Jonathan Rice encounter.
Oh yeah, it was probably his number one interaction.
yeah,
that week.
Yeah.
Us and like a bank teller that he had a good conversation.
Yeah.
I like the part where it drops down. Like I know sometimes I get distracted. America's so big and wide. With a long white finger, she says, "Hush, I'm not the marrying kind."
So then we saw Phosphorescent.
Yep. Boring.
I actually like that Phosphorescent show more than I thought I was going to. I went in basically knowing Song for Zula.
Yeah.
And I went out,
I like that album.
There's several more songs of his that have made it into my rotation.
Yeah, I like that album a lot. I thought that the show itself was boring. I feel like I am very turned off by a band that just stands there,
Sure.
And like doesn't really matter how good the music is. I'm kind of like, I need a little bit of a show.
You need a little bit of song and dance.
Yeah,
You need a little bit of something else.
Yeah.
So then we saw Conor Oberst.
Yeah.
Which is important. We saw Conor Oberst. It was the night before I was going to fly out to Utah, and the show nearly got rained out too. So there was a lot.
Yes.
There was a lot holding us back from potentially seeing this show, but we got to see it.
We sat in the rain.
Yeah.
And it stopped raining right as he went on.
Yeah, and it started to drizzle a couple of times, but it held off for the most part.
It was an awesome show. I thought it was very almost like laid back for them. It was the first night of their tour, not mini tour. It was like a few shows.
Yeah, 5 or 6 dates.
They played a lot of weird songs.
Yeah, the first 2 songs right out the gate were "I Won't Ever Be Happy Again" and then "Trees Get Wheeled Away."
Which are like,
2 deep cuts.
Yeah, and if you ask Zach, what are 2 songs that you wish he would open up with, those would be them.
Yes.
Well, morning came, and it blessed the sky in a lovely yellow gown. And the shops, they all opening in that narrow hallway of downtown, full of people who are shopping for their lovers and their friends, saying I won't ever be lonely again. Something like that, right? Yeah. Well, the forest fence becomes backyards like songs are born from sound. And the apple fell and it taught us all that we are chained here to the ground. I say here we go, but there ain't no escape. Now these streets are just dead ends.
Yes. You know what else? You know what the third one would be that I
What?
wish that I've never seen, which we're going to talk about later today? Well, whiskey.
Interesting. You know why? He doesn't want to say, like the soul of a whore live.
He changes lyrics all the time.
Yeah, that's true. He could.
So yeah, it was a good show. It was, you're right. It was like a very casual and sort of like charmingly sloppy show.
Yeah. Well, and he kept talking about family style.
Yeah, he kept saying family style all the time, which I really like.
Yeah.
I think we said this before. I think we might have said this in the last episode. But it was exciting for me that Conor Oberst was coming back to Prescott Park in Portsmouth because when I saw him play there a couple years ago, he seemed to be really having a good time. And it's just fun to see. It's fun to think that you're seeing your favorite musicians having a good time and then to sort of feel like your feeling was confirmed.
Yeah.
Because he came back. He obviously wanted to do it again. I have seen bands play at Prescott Park, which is an outdoor venue in the full daylight with audience members ranging from age 0 to 105. I've seen bands come out and just seem extremely bewildered by that audience and by that environment.
Yeah.
And you definitely get the feeling like, what the hell did we sign up for? I'm never doing this again. And on the flip side, you get people who are like, well, this is new.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think it depends, because I think that someone like we also will get to saying that we saw Kurt Weill there.
Yeah.
I feel like Kurt Weill's the type of guy that like wouldn't like that situation, but clearly did. I think he clearly had a great time.
Yes. I think it's hard for a lot of people because no one is standing. The audience is not standing.
Yes.
They're
all in like lawn chairs or on blankets.
They're sitting on blankets or sitting in lawn chairs. There's a sort of long-standing tradition that if there's an encore, all bets are off. If you want to stand up and dance, you can do it.
Yeah.
You know, nobody can complain at you for obstructing a sight line.
Which always comes off desperate to me.
I just think it's strange. I'm like, what is your concert-going experience like that you have to get up and dance in order to enjoy yourself?
Yeah.
There are people that are like, oh, God, thank God I can finally stand up and dance so that I can enjoy this concert. It's like, what's wrong with watching people play music? You know?
Yeah, while seated?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Well, especially because it's like they are picking. I mean, as much as some musicians may come into it bewildered and thrown off, like, I think that the people that Prescott Park is getting are generally fit the bill for that type of thing, you know?
Yeah, it's like it's the greatest hits of NPR, basically.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Damian Marley is not performing at Prescott Park.
Yeah.
You know, it's people that, although now that I say that, Damian Marley probably would like it. But no, I was trying to think of like I felt silly saying Nas wouldn't perform at Prescott Park.
Yeah.
Nas wouldn't perform at Prescott Park.
That's true.
You know, I think that they try and pick the people that align with it a little bit.
Yeah. Music that you can sit to.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, great Conor Oberst show. Yeah, full of classic jams. He did Blue Angels Air Show, which is another
It's so weird.
deep
You
cut.
know what's funny too about that song is when I see that song written down like in a list of Bright Eyes song, I'm like, I can't ever remember how that song goes.
Yeah. I remember it now. Now after seeing him perform it.
I don't.
And he introduced it by saying that he was playing that synthesizer.
Yes.
And he said it was a gift from his second favorite Red Hot Chili Pepper.
Yes.
And then people laughed, and he said, that's not a joke. And you know what's funny is I watched another video. I watched a video of another performance from that tour, and I wanted to see if he said it again. Because I was like, is that a rehearsed line?
That's a funny joke.
He didn't say it again.
Oh, man.
That was a spontaneous
That's
line.
a funny joke.
So, yeah, after Conor Oberst, we saw Kurt Weill, same outdoor festival in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Yep.
And
I met him the next morning.
Oh, that's right.
Or the morning of.
Yeah, you bought him breakfast.
Not really met him. It was more like we got a what's up to each other.
Yeah.
He all he was told was that the kitchen bought his breakfast.
Right.
He very timidly gave me like a what's up as he was walking out the door.
That's fine. That's for me. That's a totally fine musician interaction.
Yeah, I agree. Actually,
Last summer, M. Ward.
yeah,
I saw him in the park. I gave him a knowing smile. That was it.
yeah.
I gave him a knowing smile. He noticed. Perfect interaction.
He was great. He was a great show at Prescott Park too. That was last year, but yeah.
The last concert in the string of shows that we saw together this year was San Fermin.
Yes.
And that was an odd show.
I wouldn't worry.
It was an odd show. It was a really good show, and I thought that they seemed very unrehearsed.
Well, I think they seemed either unrehearsed or a little down because there weren't a ton of people
Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
in the audience.
Yes.
It was the most sparsely attended concert I have been to, really ever.
That's funny because I said earlier this week to someone when this got brought up, because Sarah brought it up, I was like, well, I wouldn't say it was like the most empty concert that I've ever been to.
I mean, I've been to shows at Sue's in Rollinsford.
Yeah.
Where the audience was the bands that were playing
Yeah.
and me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But that almost doesn't count.
Okay. So as far as larger clubs, I agree. It was probably the lowest turnout.
It was definitely the lowest turnout concert that I've ever won tickets to.
Yeah, I know, right?
I felt extra bad. I didn't even pay for those tickets.
Oh, man.
But San Fermin, another band that's got a new lineup, and I think that they continue to be America's #1 party band.
Yeah,
they're
awesome.
The low turnout in Concord, I think, has everything to do with Concord being an incredibly weird place to go see a concert. Concord, New Hampshire is the capital of our state, and yet it's a ghost town.
It is a ghost town. We were weirdly like, this is a city, right? When we walked out onto Main Street, it looks like a small town. And there was nobody in the place.
Well, there's this concept called brain drain, which is that they talk about basically the talented people of employing age in New Hampshire are all moving to the seacoast. They're all moving away from the major cities, Concord and Manchester.
Yeah.
They call it brain drain, which is probably kind of an offensive term. But anyway, they're saying all the smart people are leaving.
Yeah.
So all the smart people are leaving Manchester and Concord. But I would probably just say more broadly, people are leaving.
I know 3 smart people that just left Manchester and moved to Dover.
Interesting. Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that. And I mean, like, actually, I don't mean like me smart.
So people are leaving, and San Fermin they were unfortunately victimized by the fact that nobody lives in Concord.
I'm a sucker for a live album.
Yes.
I like live albums.
I do too. Have you listened to the new Dirty Projectors live album?
That's what I was going to say, actually, because, wait, I was going to bring up San Fermin. Doesn't San Fermin have
San Fermin has a live at the Fillmore, yeah.
That's not new, though.
It's not that new.
I was mixing those 2 albums up.
Okay. Fair enough.
I was thinking of that I was like, oh, this is a perfect transition into that album. No, I was just listening to both of those live albums. Yes, I have listened to the Dirty Projectors live album. It's great.
I like when they do 4 or 5 seconds as an intro into Naughty Pine.
Yeah.
That is super rad.
And I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days till Friday. I'm just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would test me. Ooh, that's all I want.
And they like the lineup is like all the songs I wanted to see on there.
Yeah.
And it just sounds great. But yeah, no, I was listening to Live at Fillmore and I thought that was the one that came out this year. And I was like,
I don't think
oh my God, it's so good.
I don't think it's a 2019 release. But
so,
that is something else to talk about right now because we are recording this on January 3rd? 4th? The 4th.
4th.
I just had a baby. I don't know what day it is. It is. I mean, I didn't personally have the baby.
Right.
I was present for the birth of a baby. The year just ended, 2019, and when you're a podcast that touches frequently on the music that's coming out and the TV shows that are on TV, it's important to do a best of.
Yes.
So, do you have some best ofs?
Yeah. Well, how do you want to organize this? We got.
I don't have lists. I think I have a bunch of sticky notes. So
okay.
I will freestyle while you tell me. Give me the lists you have.
All right. So I got in no order what I think are the best albums of the year.
Okay.
I have without the question what the best album of the year is in my mind.
Okay.
Okay.
Tell me.
I think that the best album of the year is 'Cause I Love You by Lizzo.
Interesting. Okay.
It is front to back jams.
Yep.
Every song is good. And even the deluxe version on Spotify with the like bonus songs, all of those songs are good. I found out about Lizzo 2 weeks ahead of everybody else because of Adam Scott, who posted something on Instagram about listening to her.
That's right, he did. He said it was like a blockbuster. I think that's what he called it.
I went and as soon as I saw that, I was like, what is he talking about? I went and looked it up, and I was like, this is the greatest music that's ever been made. It just is such a good time. It's
Shout out to the father of our podcast, Adam Scott.
Never been in love before. What the fuck are fucking feelings, yo? Once upon a time I was a hoe. I don't even want a hoe no more. Got you something from the liquor store.
Yeah, Lizzo's album trumps everything else to me.
I'm gonna allow the fact that you used the word Trump just then to just seems like really incongruous to use it in a sentence praising Lizzo. Just seems like the wrong
All right,
one.
That's fair. Well,
I don't know Lizzo super well. I know you told me to listen to it. I listened to the first song and I was like, I like this a lot. And then I don't know, something happened at work and I moved on.
Yeah.
I saw the first of her 2 performances, I assume, on SNL very recently, and I was like, this is fun. I like this.
Yep.
Those are my feelings about Lizzo. That's all. That's all I have.
Okay.
My favorite album of the year, I will be extremely obvious and say it's Better Oblivion Community Center.
Yeah.
By Better Oblivion Community Center.
Yes.
Favorite album of the year. Number 1 with a bullet.
It's really great to have stuff not only is he playing shows, but he's got albums coming out,
I'm surprised we don't have another one yet.
I think that we probably will.
So Better Oblivion Community Center came out in February of 2019. I can't believe that we don't yet have another Conor Oberst album by January of 2020. I gotta break in here and mention that we recorded this episode just days before the Bright Eyes Instagram page mysteriously relaunched with a new profile picture and, iconography suggesting that something is coming. Though whether that's a new Bright Eyes album or a reunion tour for the 20th anniversary of Fevers and Mirrors or something like that, I don't really know. I will say that the reunion tour doesn't really make any sense since the Bright Eyes lineup wasn't really solidified until I'm Wide Awake It's Morning anyway. But maybe I'm just really, really hoping for a new album. What else you got? What's you got more best albums of the year?
I even wrote oh my God, dude! I even wrote movies. I wrote shows.
Well, let's do it. I've got a couple. I've been going back and forth on what my favorite TV show of the year is.
Yeah.
Because there has been such great TV this year.
Okay, give me the argument against it being. Give me the argument for it being anything other than Watchmen.
No, it's Watchmen. Yeah.
Good.
It's definitely Watchmen.
Good.
But just behind Watchmen is Russian Doll.
Okay, I have not watched it still.
Russian Doll was amazing.
Yeah.
And then right behind Russian Doll is Barry Season 2, which at the beginning of the year I thought there could have been nothing better. Barry is such a good show.
Yep, still don't watch that either.
I was astounded every week watching it, and I thought it can't get better than this year. I have peaked in January.
Yeah.
And it got better. Fourth, but in some ways in my heart, also number 1 is High Maintenance.
I see. I'm not caught up enough to see what would be current on High Maintenance.
That's the thing.
Season 3?
So this
or
is
4?
what it was Season 3. What I would say about Season 3 of High Maintenance is that it breaks from the formula a little bit sometimes.
Okay.
So we have discussed on other main episodes of this podcast, I believe, that High Maintenance is a great show because it's just a delivery of positive vibes system, Yeah. It's an efficient machine.
It's good
for
vibes only show.
Yes. For the delivery of positive vibes about people in particular, you know? It's a show that feels very good about people.
Yeah.
It has a very good feeling about it.
Yep.
The third season breaks a little bit from that formula sometimes. It shows people who are so anxious or so difficult to deal with as people. And it seems to kind of be daring you to have compassion for these people too.
Yeah,
which I think is probably a good exercise.
Yep.
But it's just I remember we were watching that season of High Maintenance, and we were like, God, 3 episodes in a row now. These people have been horrible. And so it's different.
Okay. All right. That's fair. So you haven't touched The Mandalorian yet, right?
I have not.
Mandalorian's great.
I have an old Apple TV, and Disney Plus has not yet appeared on my Apple TV as an option.
Okay, but you could AirPlay it.
Yeah, I think I can do that, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. It's it doesn't seem to work. So, I could, but I
was going to say, let's level that out too. Not that it doesn't seem to work, but that you're not willing to amount of
yes, I am.
effort
I'm not willing to put into
take to...
The thing is, my Apple TV updates on its own, right? One of these days, I'm going to turn it on. Disney Plus is going to be there, and then I'm going to see about it.
Yeah, okay.
Until such time as Apple TV generates on my TV.
Oh, you know what? But you have a smart TV.
I do have a smart TV.
Add it to your apps
also don't know how to do that.
Okay, I can do that for you.
Okay.
That'll be an easy way for you to get on there.
Yes, you can add it to my apps, and then I'll watch The Mandalorian. Which
That's how I had to do it.
Okay, I am interested in watching The Mandalorian.
It's so good.
I like Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
I like.
It's so good.
I like Werner Herzog.
Yeah. He's in it. Yeah, he's in it.
I like.
I kept being like, "That's Werner Herzog" to Sarah, and she would be like, "Who?" Like every time.
Well, I mean, it's weird to even know what Werner Herzog looks like.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm interested in those things.
Okay.
I like Jon Favreau a lot. I've liked Jon Favreau a lot
man.
since Chef Show, which is I think probably my number 5 favorite show of this year. Chef. I watch a lot of cooking shows.
I know you do.
Yeah, I watch a lot of like loosely formatted cooking shows. I've just gone through all the David Chang shows.
Yeah.
So Ugly Delicious and Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner.
How is Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner?
Totally aimless.
Okay.
Sorry, that was only the second time I've sworn in 2020.
Oh, really?
Yes. I shouldn't have done that. So, yes, totally aimless.
Okay.
It's like it has no idea what it wants to be as a TV show from moment to moment. Why is it called Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner? No idea.
Okay.
Ostensibly, it's because
that's troubling.
Ostensibly, it's because David Chang has 3 meals with a celebrity in a city.
Okay.
But they have more
not
like
all Breakfast, Lunch, and Dinner.
They have more like 5, and they seem to wrap up by afternoon. So it's like
God.
it's more like
That's so
breakfast,
frustrating.
like breakfast, lunch, second lunch, a third thing, drinks at night.
Okay.
I don't know why it's called Breakfast, Lunch, or Dinner. I don't know why Ugly Delicious is called Ugly Delicious.
I'm going to be the one. Hey, I'm going to be the one on this list of TV shows to shout out to on alternate streaming sites. All right.
Okay.
Lots of people have Amazon, but so
I do not have
the
Amazon.
Boys on Amazon was awesome. It was really like gory.
Yeah.
And so that's like a major turnoff to a lot of people. It's like disgusting.
It is for me.
But yeah, like it's horrible. You would not like The Boys. I wouldn't even recommend it to you, but I really loved it. And I will also say that the animated series of Harley Quinn is getting me going right now.
I like it too.
Although I guess that's mostly 2020. I mean, it started in December, but
I will say that the most recent episode of the Harley Quinn show, I was not wild about. Being
that's
Harley
on the
Quinn,
DC Universe app for everybody.
Yes.
I subscribe to a DC Universe app. Not only do I subscribe to it, but I subscribe to it months in advance, and I paid for it months in advance, I think, for a yearly subscription, like before the app had even launched and everything. That's
Why
how
did
deep
you do
I
that?
am.
Wow. Okay. So here's what I'll say about Harley Quinn. I think it is a very funny show. I think a lot of the vocal performances are great, particularly Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I forget who does Poison Ivy. Lake Bell. Lake Bell as Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
I think that Tony Hale as Dr. Psycho there's something wrong there. I'm not wild about that performance.
I kind of like Dr. Psycho. I'm not crazy about Harley Quinn's voice.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kaylee Cuckoo.
Cuoco. Yeah, she's like Cuoco.
Every time you look at that name, you're
Cuoco.
like, that's the name of a species of bird. That's not a human name.
I have the same problem pronouncing Kaylee Cuoco's name as I do Rivers Cuomo. I'm like, I know now that it's Cuomo, but for years I did not know if I was like Cuomo. Like I just couldn't. Cuomo. Yeah. Now because I'm familiar with a lot of politicians.
I've never questioned my pronunciation, but now that I'm saying it, I'm like
Cuomo.
I'm like, yeah, it's weird when you think about it.
So anyway, being Harley Quinn, 5th episode of the Harley Quinn show. It seemed like it was the show trying to become Rick and Morty, which bummed me out a little.
Maybe.
bit. I think that.
I think it's fine so far. It's like it's getting me going. It's making me laugh. You know.
Yes. When it first came out, when the trailer first came out, there was a lot of Sturm and Drang on Twitter about it being like misogynistic hell, basically. And I would say that, although who am I to judge, it doesn't seem like that to me.
No, I don't.
It seems like it's primarily about the friendship between Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
And that friendship is sometimes focused on the fallout of her romantic relationship with the Joker, but sometimes not. I'm saying it passes the Bechdel test, which, by the way, what's your favorite movie of 2019?
It could be Joker.
See,
it probably is.
See, I can't.
It probably is.
I figured I would totally defer to you on this topic because of the movies that came out in 2019, I've seen Avengers Endgame.
Yep, amazing.
Captain
it's probably
Marvel.
number one.
Yeah,
Yep.
Captain Marvel
Yep.
and Marriage Story.
Okay, so how was that?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I think Marriage Story is unfairly maligned.
Okay.
The kind of, again, not to keep like quoting Twitter just generally,
Yeah.
but the beat on Marriage Story is that it's Noah Baumbach's one-sided way of working through his divorce from Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Okay.
Which the movie itself is extremely not one-sided, so immediately that argument starts to fall apart. But second of all, isn't working through personal experiences through art something we normally like?
Yeah, well, and isn't it like 90% of art?
Yeah, it's really weird that for some reason this one time everyone's like, what? Wait a minute, what? You're using a movie to work through your personal issues? What?
Yeah.
Spare us, man. It's like,
Yeah,
I've got bad news for you about 90% of all movies not called Avengers Endgame, which nobody working through any of their own emotional issues in that movie. I mean,
I worked through a lot of my own watching it.
I'd feel like I just experienced pure joy watching Avengers Endgame
I agree.
for 3.5 hours. It is my number one movie of 2019, but I don't have a number two movie of 2019.
So Joker is incredible. And I really do think that, like, Joaquin Phoenix deserves an Oscar for it. I think that, I think it's amazing.
Uh-huh.
I think that Endgame is my favorite movie, like, of my life. So it's got to be my favorite of 2019.
All right, yeah.
Movies that I really liked were, obviously Captain Marvel. But Us was amazing. And I loved Us. I also really loved, I was thinking about documentaries that I had watched.
Yeah.
And the one that really, I just loved so much was Knock Down the House about AOC.
Yeah.
I loved that documentary. It was so much fun. And that's on Netflix. And that was just such a good time. Anyway, John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch. Have you watched it?
I've been watching it in bits and pieces.
Okay, so you were not...
It's a little bit hard for me to take.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, I loved the song about algebra.
Okay, what about Grandma's friend Paul?
Yes, that's a funny song too.
Grandma's
Yes.
boyfriend Paul.
And I love seeing David Byrne.
Yes.
And that's about as far as I've gotten. I got to the second David Byrne segment.
Oh my God. I was screaming laughing at the television through that whole thing.
Here's the thing. As much as I like John Mulaney's sensibility, I like John Mulaney more. So a John Mulaney special where his sensibility is foregrounded and John Mulaney himself is backgrounded, it's like I would rather John Mulaney say jokes about these things on stage than watch child performers sing songs that John Mulaney wrote.
Yeah, okay. That's all fair.
It's like...
I loved it. I loved it. And I was like, I need him to make another one immediately.
It's a little bit like being a really big fan of food and going to like one of those extremely fancy restaurants where they're like, here is the essence of a cheeseburger distilled into a gas.
Yeah, okay.
You're like, well, I do like this idea, but not so much the way it's being presented.
That makes sense. That's fine. I can't believe you, but that's fine.
I said to you that I think my favorite album of the year is going to be Better Oblivion Community Center, but maybe not my favorite song of the year. Okay. I changed my mind. It's still Dylan Thomas. Dylan Thomas is the Avengers Endgame of the year for me.
Yeah.
I loved that song so much. It's my number one song. Number two, though, a very close number two.
Little Trouble?
No.
Little Trouble's my favorite.
That's a great one. No, number two, very close number two is Not by Big Thief.
Not to die, not dying, not to laugh, not lying, not the vacant wilderness spying, not the room, not beginning, not the crowd, not winning, not the planet, not spinning.
I don't know that song. I don't know any new Big Thief. Haven't listened to any of it.
I didn't know that Big Thief was going to be capable of something. Okay, so first they had Masterpiece, which is just like this great, wonderful rock single.
Yeah,
right?
it is. It's perfect.
And you're like, what now, right? So then came Capacity.
Okay.
And they had that first song, Mythological Beauty, is a really wonderful and really emotional song. And then the song Mary is on that album Capacity. And Mary is one of the most beautiful, lovely, simple songs imaginable. So now it's like, what can come next? What else can Big Thief do? they released that album UFOF. Really nothing much happened on that one. That album was not very good.
I think that might have been the one that I tried to listen to because that also came out this year.
It did.
Yeah.
It's like they almost set themselves up. It's like we're going to release one album that's a little bit sleepy and then come back a little while later with the fireworks.
Okay.
Because what I love about Not is that Not feels like the first song to capture like the rage of this era that we're in right now politically. The rage and the despair of it, the Greta Thunberg speech to the UN of it all, right?
Yeah.
It has that kind of fury to it.
All right.
And it's powerful. There's a performance they did on Colbert playing it, and it's like
okay, I'll look that up.
You watch it
That'll
and you're
be
like,
good.
I watched it at work, and sitting at my desk in my cubicle, I literally started applauding at the end of the song. Like, that's how good this live performance of the song was. And it's just the album version too. It captures that same rage, and like nobody else did. So that was a big deal for me. And I think so. Football. Arlo's coming in with a football. Third favorite song of the year: Sibling Rivalry by Pub.
Nice. Off that album, I like Kids.
Kids is a great song. Yep. Morbid Stuff. That album in general is great.
Yeah, it is.
Bloody Mary, Kate and Ashley. That's a great song.
Yeah. No, it is.
That's a great lyric. Are you real or fake?
Really
Do you
good.
prefer Ashley or Mary Kate? Here's my question. Wait a minute. Is that a compound question? Are you real or fake, comma, do you prefer Ashley or Mary Kate? Because if so, which is the right answer?
I was going to say, which is?
The right answer is Elizabeth Olsen. I'm not totally sure what year things came out anymore. I catch up to things a little late.
Dude, I've been horrible about dates my whole life.
I used to be good at it. I'm bad at it now. I went through I've had a heavy Mitski phase this year. And I want to say that Mitski is probably my new artist of the year, although I don't think she had an album come out in 2019.
Okay, interesting. I know nothing about her.
Yes.
I know nothing about her.
There's a video of Mitski performing at Boston Calling Festival, and you got to skip ahead to this song called Drunk Walk Home. I burst into tears in the first 30 seconds.
Okay, great.
Yeah, it's great.
I will retire to the Salton Sea at the age of 23. From starting to learn, I may never be free, but though I may never be free, fuck you and your money. I'm tired of your money.
The only other thing that I wanted to address
Yeah.
before we got into the track by tracks was we got to open up an episode of Are Ye Talkin' Arcade Fire in May?
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to Are Ye Talkin' Arcade Fire in May. I just wanted to address the fact that the 15th anniversary of Funeral came and went in our
Yes.
long hiatus between episodes.
It did.
And we thought something big was going to happen.
We had such big high hopes. We were so stoked that we were already planning the episode.
Yes, we were thinking maybe a deluxe edition of Funeral with different tracks. We know there's another version of In the Back Seat out there. We know there's at least 30 seconds of an acoustic version of Wake Up from the trailer for Where the Wild Things Are.
Well, and we know
there's stuff that could be released.
We know also that these guys record different versions of songs all the time. And we've heard them back when the internet was like, where there were like leaks, like
Yeah.
early on, we had all those tracks. And like, so I feel like there's got to be stuff that they could have done.
There's stuff that they're leaving on the table. Burning Bridges, Breaking Hearts. You're telling me they never recorded that song?
You're telling me they never recorded that song?
They have recorded that song. And yet it has not been released.
Also, it's the greatest song ever written.
So I thought for sure we would get it. Instead, we got like a remastered music video and some behind-the-scenes footage.
I just took it from everybody on Twitter that everyone was disappointed, and I was like,
Yeah.
Morgan Little left the conversation.
One of our listeners did say that you and I never really did a track-by-track on Funeral, and I was briefly very jazzed about that idea when I thought that Funeral 15 was going to amount to something.
Yeah.
I still want to do at some point a track-by-track
Me too.
of Funeral. My enthusiasm was dampened by the lack of any real significant releases related to the Funeral 15th anniversary. Why even call attention to a 15th anniversary?
Yeah, it all felt real dumb to me.
Yeah.
And it was like, if you don't have anything to release with it, then why even talk about it?
It felt like...
It's like, talk to me in 5 years, all right?
This is going to sound mean. It felt like some social media intern's big idea
Yeah.
to get people talking about Arcade Fire in a
Yeah.
year where they didn't have an album.
Yeah.
And, it worked for 5 minutes.
Also, Arcade Fire, though. Awesome band.
Arcade Fire's a great band. Love Arcade Fire. Did not feel any significant feelings during the
Nope.
Funeral 15th anniversary.
Me either.
All right.
Left by the lamp right next to the bed. On a cartoon cat patch, you scratched with a pen. Everything is as it's always been. This never happened. Don't take it so bad, it's nothing you did. Just once something dies, you can't make it live. You're a beautiful boy, you're a sweet little kid. But I am a woman, so I lay back down, wrap myself up in the sheets. And I must have looked like a ghost, 'cause something frightened me. Since then I've been so good at vanishing. So now I do as I please, and I lie through my teeth. Someone might get hurt, but it won't be me. Should probably feel cheap, but I'll just feel free and a little bit empty. No, it isn't so hard to get close to me. There'll be no arguments, you will always agree. And I'll try to be kind when I ask you to leave. Both take it easy. If you stay too long inside my memory, I'll trap you in a song tied to a melody, and I'll keep you there so you won't bother me.
All right, so let's go track by track on
By
these,
tracking it.
these two. So they're called singles, but honestly, Lua is basically an EP.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
There are several quality songs on there.
Yeah.
I would say that Take It Easy is much more like a single
Yes.
because there's really only one B-side.
Well,
I don't know that Cremation counts.
Cremation feels to me like, at this point, I'm sure they expected some big press for this, in their minds.
I don't know.
Saddle Creek.
Do you think that they knew?
Yeah, I think
Okay,
that they did.
Well, releasing 2 albums at once, yes, big deal.
Yeah.
Do you think that they knew that these 2 singles were going to become the number 1 and number 2 singles in America?
Well, no, probably not. But I think they probably knew that it was going to do better than other albums of theirs. They had this promotional bit for the albums proper where you could pre-order it and you could get it by Christmas or something.
Right, we
Maybe
talked about
not.
that.
Maybe
Yeah.
not. Maybe it was after Christmas. But yeah. So you got it early. But I mean, like, so I think that they knew that there was going to be some press behind it.
It's so hard for me to really contextualize Saddle Creek in the context of the rest of the music industry at the time, because when I was that age, Saddle Creek was my music industry, you know?
Yeah,
like
me too.
I almost exclusively listened to Saddle Creek bands.
Yeah.
And so I didn't really think about how their record label and the people that worked there, how they stacked up against the rest of the world, because it seemed like it was its own world. None of the people that I went to high school with listened to Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
Nobody knew Bright Eyes. I was the only person other than my friends who I told about Bright Eyes.
Yeah.
You know? And those friends went on to become fans in their own right of bands like The Faint and Cursive and that kind of thing, probably more so than me.
Yeah.
But still, it was like, it was my own world. So this moment when Lua and Take It Easy came out and they became these number 1 and number 2 singles, that felt like this crazy thing where my world intruded on the real world.
Yeah.
But I didn't pay much attention to whatever else it meant.
Yeah. I mean, I think from this point on, we were kind of like, they are in the mainstream from these albums on. But yeah, I agree. That was kind of my only sense of it too. I still think
it took years. Like, honestly, lots of people liked Lua in First Day of My Life, but it took years for First Day of My Life to reach like a cultural saturation point.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. Which one do you feel like you want to start with?
I think we should start with Lua, since we talked about I'm Wide Awake It's Morning last time. We've already talked to the song Lua kind of to death.
Yeah, okay. So let's not hang on Lua too long. Let's just say that it's a great song.
It's a great song. It's weaponized nostalgia.
Here's something that I've kind of come up with too on it, which I feel like it's one of the things that I said in that episode was that, you know, I kind of look at it as like like I'm Wide Awake It's Morning in general as kind of like a love letter to drugs in New York.
Yeah.
So like this song is the song to truly glorify abuse. I don't mean abuse like I mean like a abuse of your of all those vices.
But it doesn't really glorify it. It sort of glorifies it. Okay.
I don't know if it does. That's a hard call.
Yeah. I think that the way that Lua contrasts the evening with the morning, you know, goes to show that like these things that you do when you are on drugs and when you are heavily drinking and everything, they're not good ideas.
Right.
And in the morning, you see what you have done.
Yes.
That said, I think somebody when we were talking about it, I don't know if it was you or Mackenzie or Tyler, I'm not sure which one of us said it, but they sort of made the comparison that I'm Wide Awake is the daytime album and Digital Ash is the nighttime album.
Yeah,
and I think that's true. I would say there are songs on Digital Ash, when it comes to those things, the glorifying of drugs or drinking or anything, I would say that there's more extremes on Digital Ash. Digital Ash.
Yes. There are.
Glorifies it more and laments it more.
So I think that some of my favorite Bright Eyes songs ever are on these two singles. But more specifically, I mean, like, let's talk about Well Whiskey.
Well Whiskey.
I get my whiskey from the well.
Well Whiskey's a great song.
What a great song. And when people talk about I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, sort of presaging Conor Oberst's country phase, I don't really get it.
Yeah.
Like, Casadega is far twangier.
Yes.
And I guess what I mean is, by the time Casadega comes around and Conor Oberst has gone sort of full country, to me it seemed kind of surprising.
Yeah.
And so, I guess...
I think we saw the placement of this coming for a long time.
But I mean,
because there were a lot of that type of thing hitting, you know, here and there.
But it's funny that I'm Wide Awake has a reputation for being the beginning of Conor's country phase, when really I think it's Well Whiskey that's the beginning of the country phase.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's all there. Everything he does in those country album, like that section of Casadega,
the pedal
like
steel and
it's
everything.
all there, and it's a great version of it. It also sounds very much like it would fit on I'm Wide Awake. Like, it's weird that it's not on there.
It would fit on I'm Wide Awake, but it would be kind of loud for I'm Wide Awake.
I agree.
You still have bars on your windows and a hole in your door. can talk in circles around a dirty mirror. Night trickles down our throats.
I mean, it's a barn burner for
Yeah.
sure.
I love so many of the lyrics in
Yeah.
this song. I like the dumb stuff, like the kind of like country posturing stuff, like the we can talk in circles, no dollar figures, just
Yeah.
what is owed or paid.
That's also a great part in the song in general, because
Yeah,
like it's such a great bridge, and it like is they sound so good together. Who's
Yeah.
singing with him?
It's got to be Andy LaMaster.
Yeah, okay, that sounds right.
But I love too, like I love some of the quieter parts, like I know you feel safer in a group when you could
yes.
be anyone or they could
yes.
be you.
Yes. See, this is, I mean, he does a really, and especially at this point in time, he does a really good job of describing that type of feel. Like,
Yeah, he's
like
got a
the
good
whole
read
hit,
on people.
the whole hit the switch section where he's talking about, you know, stabbing the ice in his drink and like,
Yes.
you know, when he's
Being a part of a group and also being outside of it.
yeah. He does a pretty amazing job of that, and that's a perfect example of it. Well, Whiskey's just an all around great song. You know that what I like about these songs too is that there's like a little bit certain of humor aspect of things.
I mean,
You
the
know?
very beginning of the song, I get my whiskey from the well, except on holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's the top shelf. But tonight, I don't mind if I spend a little more because you're a tolerant woman and the world is at war.
Yeah, the world. See, I think that the line of "the world is at war" is what makes me be like, oh, I can hear this being in "I'm Wide Awake It's Morning."
Right. That's
Like
those-
just that
those-
line alone, and you're like, yeah, this sounds like "I'm Wide Awake It's Morning."
Those 4 lines are one of the several sort of thematic thrusts of I'm Wide Awake
Yeah.
that we identified last time.
Um,
Drinking in a bar while the world is at war.
So
A much too universal theme.
Yes.
As timely today as it was then.
yes, indeed. So what do you feel? I mean, I feel like we can move on here.
Yeah, I mean, Well, Whiskey is a great song. It's funny because I would not show it to someone first.
No.
Because I feel like it creates a false impression of what Bright Eyes is all about. However, I guess when you take it in the context of the full Conor Oberst discography, maybe I would show it to someone first.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a good first song.
That's a really tough question to answer, and I know we've brought it up plenty in the past. What is, you know, the first thing that you listen to?
Yeah.
I don't think the Well Whiskey is crazy out of the realm of possibility. So I woke up with this song in my head this morning.
Which, do you know, is a cover.
Yeah, I do know that. Is it a Simon Joyner song? What?
No.
Who is it?
It is a band called the Bruces, and yet I have not been able to find their version of it.
Interesting.
The Bruces have 2 albums on Spotify. I woke up with this song in my head this morning is not on either album.
Okay, I've known that it was a cover for a long time, and that diminishes the point a little bit, but not really. When I heard the whole part of the section of this song, bye. Bye, Arlo.
Arlo's going upstairs, guys.
So
Sorry. So you were saying I woke up.
I
with
woke
this.
up with the song in my head this morning. When the whole bit of I woke up and put your record on this morning,
Yes.
and then it finally gets to the part that reveals that when he says he's putting your record on this morning, it's
He
that
means
he's burning
on
it.
the stove. Yeah.
And
That's very funny.
he's gonna melt it into an ashtray or candy basket.
Yes. Well, I think it's so.
I thought that was the most genius move of any song. When I heard this song, I was like, that is perfect.
It's a very funny line, and yet it doesn't seem like a funny line that Conor Oberst would write.
No.
Like, he writes lots of funny lines, but that's not his kind of funny line.
No, that's true. And
It's actually almost a little bit too vague in its reveal.
sure.
Like,
Sure. He's
Conor
a little
Oberst
more
would
on
be-
the nose.
He would be a little more lyrically precise, I would say.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Because I remember listening to it the first time and realizing that was the joke, and then being like, but is it? Or am I...
Woke up and put your record on this morning.
everything about this song though, like the voices in the chorus and everything,
Yeah.
it's just so grooving, and they sound so good together. It's just it's an all around great song, but the choruses are just so perfect.
Yeah, there's this great little, like, I don't know what it is. It's like a synth part or something. It's threaded through the chorus.
With no singing, with no swinging too. There's no dancing, there's no missing you.
It's like this, like, it's very low. It's like a do 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 do, and I really love that. I I like this song a lot. Knowing that it's a cover, it does not. It like just musically, lyrically, it doesn't seem that much like a Conor Oberst song.
Yeah, I agree. That's which is funny that I loved it so much. I loved the song so much when I first heard it. Like, and it's true. There's nothing very Conor Obersty about it,
but
except for just like certain things. Yeah, I agree. He does do that.
You don't think of Conor Oberst as being someone who does a lot of covers, but in fact, he does.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Like, there's quite a few covers throughout the Conor Oberst discography. There's one on Better Oblivion Community Center, and it's funny because I think he always picks songs by people that he seems to know.
Yeah.
And he seems to highlight songs of theirs that maybe didn't get a proper release. Burn Rubber is just on a Simon Joyner singles collection.
Yes.
It was never on an album.
And I think that's kind of the thing with touring musicians. You pick up a lot of, friends that are also musicians.
Yeah.
And like, when you hear that, that song that you're like, oh man, I'd love to play that song.
Yeah.
When they're a certain level, or if you're like more prominent than them, it's cool to have. If Conor Oberst was like, I want to play one of your songs, it'd be like, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. The position that Conor Oberst occupies in the world of musicians, both then and now, is a spot where him doing a cover of your song is like a weird thing, I mean, you run the risk, I guess, of people thinking it's a Conor Oberst song, but you also...
Which is fine.
But you also you gather the opportunity for people to discover your music.
Yeah.
And especially back then, it's kind of weird that as a Conor Oberst obsessive when I was 15, 16 years old, that I didn't immediately go look up the Bruces.
Well, I think that we were kind of hindered by, like, the internet not being as... It was very unreliable. We knew the name Simon Joyner early.
Yeah.
And so, like, if we were more capable of hearing his music, we would have.
Speaking of, like, bands, I'm sure I've mentioned this before. When I first heard the Piebald cover of the Kinks song, the Strangers, I assumed it was a Piebald song.
Yeah.
It just sounded like a Piebald song to me. And so it didn't even occur to me there might be a cover. I didn't read their liner notes that closely.
Yeah. Also, that Strangers does sound like a Piebald song.
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. And, like, I don't know. Do you listen to a lot of the Kinks?
I listen to the Wes Anderson Kinks.
Yeah, those are good songs. But if you go into, like, if you dip into any Kinks album, every single album sounds so different than the others.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's kind of funny that Piebald chose that one Kinks song because it really sounds like it could have been a Piebald song.
Well, and it
they
was
might have heard it
long
and said,
before,
hey, this sounds like us.
It was long before anyone had... It was long before anyone had, it wasn't in that Wes Anderson movie. It wasn't, when they did it.
Yes, although it ended up being in the Darjeeling Limited shortly thereafter.
Boy, I've been diving deep in Piebald lately.
Yeah, Piebald's on our mind lately because Morgan just saw Piebald at the Press Room in Portsmouth, which is a tiny little venue and must have been a very cool place to see Piebald.
It was, but it was sold out and it was like jam-packed. It was like there were like people in there that hadn't even bought tickets kind of thing.
Oh, yeah?
So it was like we were crammed in like sardines.
Yeah.
And like, at this point in my life, I'm not really looking to be like, in a pit kind of thing. So we were like, it was an amazing show despite it.
Yeah.
but we were crammed in like sardines. And yeah, they were amazing. And so I've been on a just crazy piebald tear for weeks.
So one of my favorite piebald songs is called "If Marcus Garvey Dies, Then Marcus Garvey Lives." And a great thing about it is that it really got it's one of those songs that sent me on a Wikipedia like research binge, because the chorus of the song goes,
Have you ever heard of Marcus Garvey? I can't believe no one ever told me. And have you ever heard of the Science Corps? I can't believe no one ever told me.
if you haven't heard of Marcus Garvey, look him up. And if you haven't heard of Piebald, listen to Piebald.
Listen to Haven't Tried It. It's the greatest song that's ever been written.
And if you mind them, you can just go out and find them. Take all their stuff, pave over the land.
I would just say listen to the whole album, We Are the Only Friends That We Have. So much of it is
Lately
so
it's
great.
been all ears, all eyes, all the time, man.
That's a good one, too.
I'm loving that one.
Yeah. Poke me with a Q-tip, then say it's a knockout. All ears, all eyes, all the time. Oh, yeah, all right.
Yeah, fight the good fight.
Piebald lyrics are weird.
Yes, very much so. The like just the titles too, like alone of like the benefits of ice cream.
Yeah. The monkey versus the robot.
Oh man, great song. That was their opener.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a great song. Sex sells, and unfortunately, I'm buying. That's a Piebald song title.
Yeah.
I think Sex Sells and Unfortunately I'm Buying is the one that I was listening to recently, because there's a line that goes, it's just like liquor stores, mailboxes, and payphones. Whenever you need one, they are impossible to find. And I was thinking, a lot of those lyrics are dated now.
Yeah. Yeah, well, dude, it was honestly like we were the youngest people in the joint.
Oh, I would imagine.
And it was like, they were all like crazy, rowdy 45-year-olds.
I have been to a show like that when our friend Pat's band opened up for this band called Sheila Divine.
Uh-huh.
Sheila Divine was like a punk band that was popular in Boston 20 years ago. So it was all like 45-year-old punks.
Yeah.
And, like just wall-to-wall dads rocking out.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. It was fun to be a part of that.
Yeah, that's what it was like.
You see what I did there? I said it's fun to be a part of that because Piebald.
Yeah, you're part of it.
Hey, you're part of it.
That's actually my favorite. Okay, I think we talked on the show before about lyrics I might get tattooed on my body. Mm-hmm. I think I've said that I would probably get lyrics from Farewell Transmission.
Okay.
Tattooed
great.
on my body.
Love that.
There's probably others. Maybe something from Landlocked Blues. I would also get, hey, you're part of it. But seriously, think about that as a tattoo. Hey, you're part of it.
I like it.
That's a very versatile and important. It's a very important thing to remember. It'll be a good mantra to say to yourself as you're walking down the street and you're walking down the street of a Carolina, and you are feeling. This is our Piebald. Welcome to All Ears, All Eyes, All the Time, a podcast about Piebald.
All ears, all eyes, all the time. Oh yeah, all right.
Definitely the name.
When you're walking down the street and you're just feeling, sort of alienated from people around you, when you're in those moments and you're not feeling like you're a part of humanity, think to yourself, hey, you're part of it.
Hey, you're part of it. Yeah, I'm into that. Do you have my copy of the David Byrne book?
Yes, I do. It's like directly over my head where I'm standing right now.
Okay, great. I've been looking for it for a while. Oh, yeah, How Music Works. There it is.
Yes.
Awesome. We've been talking about it because we're also on a crazy Talking Heads bender.
Oh, my God. I've been on a Talking Heads bender for like 3 years.
Yeah, that's where we're at
pretty
much.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
My tradition with the podcast for a long time, I'm a person who, if I can name something after a song title, I always will. But I have resisted that urge with the podcast for a long time, except for Talking Heads songs.
Yes.
Or Talking Heads lyrics.
I really loved the This Must Be the Place, naive melody, like fluency of having the 2 episodes.
Yes, they were meant to be sort of like sister podcasts.
Yeah, I loved that. I was all about that.
And there's a third one that's in the works.
Nice.
There's a part 3 to that trilogy. But I will say this. I just put out a podcast episode called This Will Be Our Year, which is a song by the Zombies. And that's my way of declaring to myself that I'm letting myself off the leash in terms of naming podcast episodes after songs and stuff.
Good.
I'm off the leash.
All
I'm
right.
gonna name podcast episodes whatever I want now. I'm not gonna stick to this like one word type podcast title thing anymore. In 2020, we're leaving that behind. We are done with that.
Nice.
Podcast episode titles. Sky is the limit.
See, I was sporadic at the first part of the season with naming in Tuesdays with Morgan with naming episodes.
Sometimes they were named after the concept. Sometimes they were named.
Right.
Yes.
So I'm actually in the information going to go back and change the title.
Mm-hmm.
It won't have a title card in the episode, but I'm going to change the title to those ones so they have an actual title.
Yes.
Because, not to spoil anything for people watching the show, but we're kind of playing with time at the end of the season. So there's going to be a few changes to the season through the time.
Well, I think there's probably precedent for that. Like, think about the show Friends that has the titles like the one with the one with the one with the whatever. Was that the way Friends titles were named from the beginning?
I think so, yeah.
But people didn't know the name of TV episodes back then.
I know. And it's almost like kudos to you guys for doing it just for yourselves.
Yeah, well, Friends, but I guess I always took the episode titles on Friends to be like this meta thing.
Yeah.
Because people were like, which episode of Friends is that? It's the one with the monkey.
Right.
So it's like they were anticipating the way that people would think about episode titles before anyone thought about episode titles.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very strange.
That's true.
In blue shoes and wear a blue hat. Live in a blue house on a blue street. In a blue town by a blue creek. Write my blue songs with my blue pen. I sing the blue notes to my blue friends. Now I don't know much about you, but I like you because you're true blue.
Well, there's only one song left on the Lua
True
single,
Blue.
which is the best, silliest song that's ever been written.
I think it's the only song that Conor Oberst has written specifically for children.
It's such a great song.
It's Conor Oberst's YA novel. No,
Yeah.
it's a kid's book basically. It's a
Yeah.
it's a jokey little song. It seems like maybe he wrote it for like a relative or something. It has kind of a.
Why hasn't some book publisher come along and asked for the rights to this?
I don't know.
And made the book True Blue.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're the ones who should do it.
Yeah.
I feel like
It's a good idea. Cut this part out. Cut this part out so
What?
nobody takes our idea.
Okay. Maybe it was Mike Mogis' son or something. I think maybe she's right. Christy's saying that Mike Mogis, I think, had a child around this time, and I do believe that she's right. That True Blue was written for that child.
Well, I
and
think
it does
that
have
that's
this kind of
very
like
cute, but I also think that the song is so silly that it's like amazing that he recorded it and put it out. It was the number one single of
Right.
of the country.
a B-side on the number one single in America was a song called True Blue that has lyrics like, "Once I had gangrene, I had it real bad." So the doc came with his black bag. His name was Bluebeard. He had a weird twitch. That's a different verse. That's not about the doctor.
Yeah.
And when I got there, I met a blue dog with a blue tongue. We had some real fun.
There's a lot of individual little adventures that happen in this song.
It's true.
It has this kind of strange. I like it. It has like a warm recorded quality. It doesn't seem polished.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think it's the simplicity of the instruments, and because as far as it's got that little woo-doo-doo, doo-doo, woo-doo-doo, but it doesn't have much else going on there.
I had a blue dream about a blue star.
I think it's that, and they don't play with his vocals at all.
Yeah.
So it's all those things in my mind.
It's what's funny is that True Blue goes from being this simple little simply recorded B-side on this single to being this song that for several tours was like one of the big rock out songs.
I know, it's very funny. That live recording, for Motion Sickness is which have we seen him big band play it at any point? Or
I don't
have
know.
you maybe
I don't know
without
if
me?
I've seen him play True Blue or not. I have to go back and check my notes.
I don't know. But
I think I have. I think
feel like
I've seen him do
I
True
feel
Blue.
like I probably have too.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. It's one of the best tracks on that live album.
Yeah, it's true. I would say it's probably the least compelling of the songs on the Lua EP. You know, I remember when I first heard it, I was much more fixated on Well Whiskey, and I woke up with this song in my head this morning that I was with
I
True
probably
Blue.
was too, but I also think now True Blue is probably my favorite out of all of those
Sure.
songs.
I think when I was like a teenager, I really wrote off sort of like some of the novelty songs, which is funny since I was a Blink-182 fan. But even Blink-182, I didn't like their real full novelty songs. Once the initial shock value stand-up comedy of them wore off, I didn't really like them. But when I think about it now, I think about like, there's a Blink-182 song called Happy Holidays, You Bastard. It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a very dumb song.
Every time
but
I've
it's
tried
one
to
of the
go
better
back
ones.
to Blink-182, I'm just like, no.
No,
I
it's
end up
something
turning it off.
You really can't go back.
Yeah,
you can't go
it's
back
like-
to Blink-182.
Well, but I was trying to go like deep cuts on it too. I was trying to like go like Cheshire Cat and stuff, and it's like great album, but
There's some stuff on there.
I know.
Eminem's, that's a pretty good song.
isn't Tom DeLonge like super sick through that whole album too? His voice sounds crazy on one of their albums.
To me, I can't tell if he's sick or if it's just as a fellow person with a crazy voice. When I first started like recording music, I did not know how to sing the same way that I was singing when we were like playing live. So I would just sing very differently. And I think the same thing is true about Tom DeLonge. I think he doesn't know how to handle his crazy high-pitched weird voice, which is something I can sympathize with.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I can sympathize with Tom DeLonge about.
Hey Mom, there's something in the back room. Hope it's not the creatures from above.
Every time I think about Blink-182 now, I think about the fact that they were one of the people that were supposed to play Fire Festival and backed out at the last minute.
That's funny.
Lua as a single.
I mean,
all around awesome.
it's a great, like, it's what? Lua, it's 4 songs?
Yeah, Lua, Well Whiskey.
Yeah.
I woke up with this song in my head this morning, True Blue.
4 great songs, a great little, like, sit down and just, like, give it your full attention, listen, because it's not crazy long.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's not a miss in that batch.
No.
Amazing that none of those songs made it onto I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, and I'm Wide Awake It's Morning doesn't really need them.
No, I know, right?
It speaks to...
That's just...
it recommends
about,
both.
Well,
you know?
thinking about all the songs they recorded from Wide Awake It's Morning and these 4 songs,
Yeah.
like, damn, dude, that's quite the recording session.
Yeah, it's true.
Let's talk about Take It Easy, Love Nothing, which maybe is the greatest parentheses use in a title
In the Bright Eyes catalog?
of ever.
First with your hands, then with your mouth. A downpour of sweat, damp cotton clouds. I was a fool, you were my friend. We made it happen.
What's a better one than that?
I like the White Stripes song. That's I'm lonely, parentheses, but I ain't that lonely yet.
That's a good one, too. I just love that. Take It Easy, Love Nothing.
Yes. This is what's so crazy about this, right? Is this is a song that is instrumentally something totally new for Conor Oberst.
Yes.
I mean, we actually mentioned earlier Blue Angels Air Show, which is musically extremely similar. But still, when Take It Easy, Love Nothing came out, first of all, I probably had never heard that
Yeah, the Blue
song
Angels.
because it was a B-side that had yet to be released. Maybe I stumbled across it on LimeWire. Maybe the artist was correctly identified as Bright Eyes. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But so it's musically totally different. It has like palm muted guitar, you know, like dun 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 dun. dun.
Okay, so as an expert in this topic, let me
the
ask
topic
you
of
this.
palm muted guitar.
No, in the topic that you're about to find out about.
Okay.
Is Take It Easy, Love Nothing a Christmas song?
No, I don't think so. What do you mean?
Think about the instrumentation, the jingle jangles at the beginning.
I mean, but it talks about like the only metaphor in the entire song is about a beach.
Okay, so you're gonna come down on the lyrical requirement of it being.
Yes, because if not, then we're gonna get into when we have to talk about like 4 Winds later, which sounds like Santa Claus is coming to town. Like, I think there has to be. It doesn't have to be a direct lyrical Christmas reference.
Yeah.
It can be a reference to the cold or to the winter or to being sad or being with family or both. There's lots of things that can be slotted in there and make something a Christmas song. But you're right that it is a little jingly jangly.
It's a lot jingly.
To me, it sounds more like glitchy computery than Christmassy.
Well, that weatherman's alive. He said it'd be raining.
It's Take It Easy is one of my favorite songs of all time.
It's a great song.
I love this song.
Yeah.
I love all the imagery through it. I love the way that he describes, everything he goes through.
It's so perfect because it's like a little novel. Like it's the first verse is have a sexual experience with someone, and it goes great, right?
Yeah.
It's clear and blue as far as I can see, which I actually think is so funny, right? Like I said, that's the only metaphor in the whole song.
Yeah.
And so the only time that a metaphor comes up is it's this: they're spreading all the blankets on the beach. The weatherman's a liar. He said it would be raining, but it's clear and blue as far as I can see. And that seems to be like on like The Simpsons or something, when like a character would be having sex and they would cut to like B-roll of like a rocket launching into space.
Yeah.
It's like at the moment that they hook up, he starts talking about a beach and a weatherman, and it's like this is cutting away to B-roll.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's first verse. First verse is sexual experience, goes great.
Okay.
Second verse, wakes up, he's got a Dear John note on the bed next to him.
Yep.
Third verse is that rejection turns him into this person who perpetuates the same cycle on other people.
Yes.
And that's the entire song. That's
Yeah.
it. There's no like happy resolution
Nope.
where it's like I met someone else and everything turned out okay. It's like
Nope.
you had sex with me and threw me away like nothing, and I was so hurt by that now I do it to everybody else.
Yep.
The end.
Yeah.
Now I do as I please, and I lie through my teeth. Someone might get hurt, but it won't be me.
What's up, buddy? You jumping? Nice.
And I actually love the final image of the song, which is that if you stay too long inside my memory, I'll trap you in a song tied to a melody, and I'll keep you there so you can't bother me. And it's like, what a like dark way to talk about.
Yeah.
Jesse Lacey from Brand New heard that song and put a fist through a wall.
Yeah. It really is. It's just such a great song. It's perfect.
Yeah. And it has an amazing... So the other thing that I think is cool about it is that the drum beat gets progressively more complicated as it goes along. So at first you're like, I'm hearing a Conor Oberst rock song. This is weird.
Yeah.
It's just like an electric guitar rock song.
Yeah.
But then the beat starts to like degrade and it gets like more complicated and glitchy. And you're like, this is more than just a rock song. And then by the time it gets to So I Do As I Please and I Lie Through My Teeth, it's like all over the map, like
That's
crazy.
one thing that he does amazingly well in this, especially in this record of Digital Ash and everything, is like rhythms are insane.
Which is so funny because when you think about Bright Eyes, you don't think of him as being like a super rhythmic person.
No.
Which is funny because, I would say the same thing about Paul Simon, but that's also true of Paul Simon.
And Graceland.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So this is the context we have for Digital Ash going into our next episode when we talk about Digital Ash.
Yes.
Which is that it is Conor Oberst's Graceland.
There it is.
So the instrumental breakdown at the end of Take It Easy is amazing.
It is. Burn Rubber is maybe the most creative rhythm of like anything ever.
You mean because car door slams are used for drums?
Yeah, that's incredible.
That's a pretty cool thing.
That's next level.
Yes.
Well,
although it's funny that like somebody like Lucinda Williams never did it.
Well, and I was thinking like I'm thinking like Tom Waits.
Sure, Tom Waits, you're right.
Like but like Tom Waits is more apt to, record the sound of wood chipper than any
or like a hammer driving nails into a railroad.
Yeah. He did do that. I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Well, if you turn the porch light on and let the marble night withdraw, you can smoke a cigarette on the wooden steps.
Funny that we're talking about 2 different covers in this episode where
Yeah.
we're only talking about like 6.5 songs.
Yeah, and I also never connected that on both of those albums there are covers.
Yeah.
I mean, not albums, but singles.
Right.
Yeah, I never connected that. Burn Rubber is a really great song for a lot of reasons.
What's interesting about it, we're talking about Conor Oberst and his sense of rhythm, right?
Yeah.
Which is something we haven't really addressed too much before. The original version of Burn Rubber is like way more like boom, boom, boom. There's literally like a boing sound in the background of it. It's very like, I don't know. It's like Conor Oberst takes that same rhythm of the song and like flattens it out.
Well, and I think that it's important that this song is on the Digital Ash single and not I'm Wide Awake single, because like you can see that he thought of the song through that lens. It sounds very digital.
Although, isn't it interesting that there's a lot of like banjo and lap steel
and acoustic
stuff
guitar, yeah,
in this song, and which will not be very present at all on the rest of Digital Ash. So in a lot of ways, Burn Rubber is kind of the bridge between
sure,
the I'm Wide Awake It's Morning.
I agree, but I think it definitely leans one way, to the
it's definitely way more digital.
Because it is. You can hear all the same kind of things in the background that he's doing,
Get behind the wheel, stay in front of the storm.
There's definitely like, and I wish I knew more about this stuff, but there is definitely a group of sort of like digital artists like that DN Tell guy, and other people like this might even be the same person, but the other guy in the Postal Service, who were definitely like people who were laying this track before Conor Oberst. I'm not enough of a student of like electronic music to be able to speak to that, but it's definitely not. I don't think many of these are tools that he invented, but I do think as we get into Digital Ash, they're tools that he used in his very own way.
Yeah. But I think that's kind of can be said about like most of his instrumentation stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I think he's always been a genius with how do I get the best sound out of this? How do I get the weirdest sound out of it? How do I, how do I make it sound different? And I think that's why a lot of those older tracks still sound like new tracks today.
Yeah.
Because he just thought of it in a very creative and different way.
Nothing still sounds like the songs from Digital Ash.
Yeah.
A lot of people followed up and made stuff that sounded in some way like I'm Wide Awake It's Morning, including, of course, our old pal Andrew Whitman, the guy who super ripped off Landlocked Blues.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, that sound, that kind of like dry, acoustic, folky sound was not as well done, but replicated plenty of times.
Yeah.
But Digital Ash was not.
Yeah.
Digital Ash and this kind of sound that we are being introduced to now on the Take It Easy single, this kind of sound was not present anywhere else.
No. Well, and
or has not been since.
Let's talk about Cremation. Cremation is a track that I think if they weren't expecting such commercial success with these singles, would have been the first track on this.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean?
I suppose that's probably true.
I
if you
think that
about
Rank got pulled and they were like, you can't put this first. It's got to be Take It Easy.
Yeah. We listened to Cremation the other day, and I was telling Christy that I wasn't sure I'd ever heard it all the way through.
I know, right? Like it's this thing that's like, it's not bad. It's not like out of his weirder ambient either intro or whatever tracks. It's actually one of the more pleasurable ones.
Yes.
It's like fine. It's, but it's just 2.5 minutes of just kind of ambient noise.
Yeah.
And some music.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some music in there.
There's some music in there.
And the music itself is like inoffensive and it's sort of interesting, but it's not interesting in the same kind of like warm, like, I don't know. I don't want to say artisanal, like the sort of handcrafted way that Conor Oberst songs are.
It's got a very Zach Little vibe, like to be like it would appear in your podcast or videos.
It does. It does sound like background music.
It sounds like the type of thing that you would use.
I
too.
did make a note to myself that I might use like the last 45 seconds or so of cremation.
Yeah,
and
it picks up. I think it's like 1:15 or something out of the last. I remember looking at the time count, and I was like, because it kind of ends,
and then it comes back a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, like I do believe that was supposed to be the first track, and they were like, no, it's got to be the single.
Interesting conspiracy theory. I would buy that.
Just because it seems like everything he does, with his first tracks.
Yeah. So we can't really do a triple spiral because there aren't enough songs for that.
No.
And I honestly, other than cremation, I would say they're all kind of key tracks.
They are. They're huge tracks for Bright Eyes in general. Like
Yeah.
in my mind of like what I love about Bright Eyes. That's all good stuff. The one that I care the least about is probably Well Whiskey.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
that's a great song.
I know.
Usually at this point we figure out what we're going to do next. But I mean the answer to this is clear. We got to do Digital Ash next.
Yeah, that's definitely next. And maybe it won't be 6 months from now.
Yeah, I think it'll be sooner. All right. Well, thank you for listening to Bright Eyes Full
Wait,
Hearts,
I got a
Families.
plug.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
The Mild Revolution's on Spotify now.
Yeah.
So go out there and add it to your playlist and like it and subscribe.
This
Follow
podcast
us.
is still not on Spotify and won't be because you can't even have 1 second of music
Who
that you
listens
don't
to
have the rights
Spotify
to.
for podcasts anyway?
Here's the thing about
I don't.
podcasts. I listen to like the big name podcasts on Spotify. I don't pay for Spotify Premium. This is an important distinction.
Oh, okay. I do.
Okay. I don't pay for Spotify Premium, but I will listen to like an NPR. I listen to like Planet Money or something on Spotify. But when I try to listen to like indie podcasts, like Creative Guts, the podcast that I was on, when I try to listen to them on Spotify, I get trapped in an ad loop that never ends.
That's weird.
If you hit play on one of the episodes and it'll just play ad
Is it
batches.
like they don't let you
I don't know what it is.
listen to podcasts if you don't pay for it?
They don't let you listen to indie podcasts if you don't pay for it.
Okay,
it would
interesting.
seem.
So you're saying it's just the lower level ones
Yes.
that have like no commercial backing.
I'm saying somebody's paying somebody
Interesting.
something.
Interesting. Well,
And I ain't paying.
Well, I am.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
should listen to the Wild Revolution on Spotify
Add 'em
or
to playlists.
Tidal. I'm on Tidal too.
Oh wow.
I'm like Jay-Z.
For the 5 or 6 people still left on Tidal, our stepfather Bill and I don't know who else.
And 2 other guys.
Yeah. Listen on Tidal as well. That's
Yeah,
cool.
so listen to that and also watch Tuesdays with Morgan, please.
Tuesdays with Morgan on YouTube. Wherever YouTube is found. All right. Have a good day.
When they call